Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As you know, it's Sunday and we are going to mix it up. Now it is first thing in the morning. We are in a Walmart parking lot and something's just been going through my head lately, whether it's a subscriber or just someone I meet and kind of tell them what I'm doing. One of the first things people always say to me is, man, it must be nice to be able to just drive around and play disc golf all day. Now, I don't think they mean that in a rude way at all, but it does kind of weigh on my mind a little bit. So I figured today, I'm just going to take you guys along for just a day in the life of and kind of show some true behind the scenes of what I put into this and how it all kind of comes together. It might be a little bit more than you realize, and just the van life side of things is also a lot of work itself. So without further ado, we are just going to jump right into it, and I'll show you guys the awesome condo we're staying at right now. So yes, this is my front deck that I get to walk out to every morning. Hopping out of Greta here, and we have Walmart. A lot of times it is Walmart, sometimes, you know, it's wherever I can find to sleep. Walmart, the big upside of Walmart, I know I won't get messed with. That's a huge deal. Usually, like the other stores, I've learned on day 3, someone's gonna call the cops on you. So we try to avoid that at all costs. Now I gotta run in there, use the bathroom, see if I wanna pick anything up for breakfast, as well as get my trash from the day before and go dump it off in these little trash cans throughout the parking lot. But in case you've ever worried, a lot of people talk about the stunning morning views when you van life. Well, when you budget van life, this is your stunning morning views. It smells like Doritos and burnt rubber. And honestly, that's not that bad. Better than average. Now that we have the necessities out of the way, just a few things. I always set my alarm for 6:30. I get in my front seat as fast as possible. What I've learned, it's always better to deal with drama when you're in your front seat. And I think I kind of get the short end of the stick. I get called on a lot for some reason, so it's kind of paranoid. I always jump up front, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the weather for today and the sunrise. I always look at what time the sunrise is, and then I shoot to get to whatever park I'm going to, if for today's instance, West Side. So I'm shooting to get 15 minutes past sunrise, because I used to get really like ambitious and get there right at sunrise, and a lot of times you have a closed gate, you have a whole bunch of other problems that are just not worth it, because then you got to go find somewhere else to park and it's a complete pain in the butt. So yes, I'm going to go check out West Side Disc Golf Course. We have to do a lot of filming. I will be there most of the day, and then from there, that's when the excitement starts. That's when we have to do a lot of brainstorming, because I think I'm going to hop ship, and I think I'm going to take a pretty drastic turn in the direction that I'm going. But we are going to do something that I get requested all the time, and that is the classic dash cam driving footage. I know you guys love it, and I want to try to bring it back, and I thought this video would be a great way to incorporate it. So I hope you guys enjoy the drive. I forgot to mention, I am in Dalton, Georgia. Yes, that is where I currently am. And like I said, where I'm going next is a bit of a wild card. I'm still kind of figuring that out, but part of me thinks I might head back to Virginia, where all of tossing plastic started. So that's currently on my radar. Usually on my drive, I listen to some chill music, just have a good time, brainstorm for whole 9 breaks and everything in between. And the gates open. So now that we got here, there's nobody else here. The gates are open. It's calm outside. We just got to jump right into it. We got to get out right away. I'm going to guess out on the course today, we have about 4.5, 5 hours of filming. So, and that's hoping that people don't start showing up here. This looks like it could be a pretty busy park. So yeah, we just got to get ready, get all our gear set up, make sure everything's charged, and then get right after it. Now, just one little tidbit I look for right when I get to a course, and this isn't a make or break, but it is something that I'm not the biggest fan of, is when the tee pad of hole 1 is right next to the parking lot. Now that's because hole 1 is always a mess for me. The voice isn't warmed up, nothing's warmed up. It takes me 100 tries, and there's always people walking around and just parking, and they will stare at you the entire time. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's not very often you see them here, but west side, front and center, it's right there. As I walk this course, there are a few things that I'm looking for that I will show you guys, but I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, but Greta's parked over there, and as you guys know, I get here early, and there's people usually out speed walking parks. Big parks like this usually have the most problems. There's already a cop parked up there by Greta. Now, I don't know if that's a coincidence, but it's not uncommon for me to get called in like really quickly into getting into a park. People just see the van, especially because I put all my window coverings in just to keep heat out. Happens fast. It happens fast. Another thing that I'm always kind of scouting for when I am walking through these courses is the area around the tee pad. That is singly the most important thing when it comes to filming, as well as decent tee signs. It's hard to explain a blind hole when you don't have a tee sign. Now, these are hard because they're all kind of elevated, built up on wood chips, will make it more difficult to get a good camera angle, as well as when you have a bunch of fairways, sorry for the bumpiness, that are this skinny. It's hard, it's really hard to get a camera that's gonna show me on this tee pad and be able to accurately show that hole. It doesn't work out too often, and that's why another reason, something I need to address, because it's commented on every video. People are always like, why didn't you play all the longs? Why'd you switch back and forth? Guys, I've tried it all. Okay, I've done shorts. People are like, oh, you only play shorts. I play longs. And then I had people genuinely reaching out and saying, hey, I love watching your videos to scout for a tournament, but you only play the longs and you don't play my layout. Can you help mix it up? Absolutely. You know, it's not that big of a deal. And the production aspect, no, a lot of people don't think about that. We need room. If a long tee pad is, you know, like claustrophobic, really cluttered around the tee pad, and there's nowhere to put a camera, I can't film from there. So then I move up to the shorts, and I truly don't care which layout I play at all. So just some things to keep in mind. Another thing that I'm always checking out a lot is a ton of blind tee shots. Now, West Side has a lot of those, but for some reason, I've already made the decision in my mind that I want to film West Side. I don't know why, something about it. I just want to film it, but typically, if a course has this tight of lines and a lot of blind holes, I usually will pass on them because I feel like the finished product is just not as good. People like seeing your target, at least getting a sense of where your target is, opposed to, you know, clearly there's no basket out there. So it's somewhere way up there. Another thing that's on my mental checklist when I am going through these courses is how busy do they get? And that is a tricky one to gauge sometimes. It's more of like a gut feeling. I've been doing this for quite a while, so I do have an understanding, but if a course gets too busy, I essentially have to stop. Like, it takes me so long to film that if people start showing up and catching up to me, I always have to let them pass, obviously. And so I get stuck in the cycle of not actually moving forward, but just letting everyone pass. And that's a big reason why I left Charlotte. And like Richmond Hills, that course took me 3 days to film. It's an absolute nightmare, but we're about, you know, halfway through the round and there's still no one here. So that's like an awesome sign. Normally when I'm just lingering in the parking lot, I kind of, you know, gauge that throughout the day, but it is a big factor. Also something that people probably don't think about. All right, guys, we're finally done filming for the day. It makes for a very long one. Filming days are very mentally draining. It's just a long time to be in front of a camera. And luckily we beat the storm. It did take us quite a while. I think around that 5-hour mark, kind of what we were thinking, but Greta's looking great. I'm gonna go grab the longboard. I gotta go find a bathroom. I don't think there's a bathroom around anywhere over here. So we're gonna jump on the longboard, and then from there, we'll go through the rest of my day and my plans for the next place to visit. quite a bit of work just to go use the bathroom, but that is part of van life. It was a long little trip up there, and when I get done filming these long days, I'm pretty strict. I'm very schedule oriented, and when I get done, 2 hours, get some food, and just do nothing. Kind of just let the brain space out, find something pointless to watch. If I jump right into editing and my creativity is kind of burned up, I won't do nearly as good of a job. The finished product just won't be as good. A lot of the YouTube stuff, depending on, you know, which route you go, as well as the van life on top of it, there's just a lot of mental going on, especially now that I'm trying to really push out merch, design merch. Doing all of that away from home without internet is very stressful, and it does weigh on you. And I actually tried to film Westside yesterday. I was out there for like 3 hours, believe it or not, and I just ended up giving up. Nothing was working, nothing was flowing, and you kind of hit those downs, those lows, and it really kind of captivates and takes over your brain. But one thing I will say, I had 2 comments that popped up yesterday. I was literally sitting in the seat, you know, doing the whole contemplating, continuing doing this thing. And I had 2 comments just, you know, of appreciation on my video. So I do want to take a moment and say thank you to all of you guys. All of you that leave positive comments, they do help a lot more than you may realize. And the timing of them is also amazing. Sometimes they hit and they can really help turn my brain around. But while we're on the topic, cheap plug right here, boom, towels. Finally, they were designed in-house and they're on my website. There'll be a link for them in the description. I am really proud of them. They are selling quickly. The towels have been quite a bit of stress, designing them, format, all that yada yada, you know, fine print stuff, but they are finally ready. And like I said, try to get one quickly because they're going faster than I expected. I know I don't do behind the scenes very often, and a lot of people do ask for it, but yes, this is my little decompress spot I have here. I got my 2 side windows open, some natural light. I have Felix. If you guys remember Felix, my best friend, he holds my phone sitting on my microwave, and I got these little cup noodles here. I've been very strict on my diet lately, but for some reason last night, I just had to buy these. So I'm just kind of hunkered in, watch some silly stuff, and just kind of chill out for, like I said, the next hour and a half or so. One little pro tip for you guys, and this is just, I don't know if any of you ever plan to try to do the van life, but a lot of people do find it interesting. One little thing that I highly suggest, this is my bamboo walking stick, by the way, but this is vinegar water. And when I use something like when I eat stuff with this fork, always wipe it down with vinegar water. It's not very often you're gonna get the chance to like thoroughly wash your dishes unless you can find like an outdoor spigot, or if you're lucky enough to find an outdoor shower and you just kind of shower with them. But just little pro tip, vinegar water goes a long way with just kind of getting by. So just do it quick, you know, don't let anything set up, but clean it really quick. Does a good job. Now that we got our nice little break there, it's time to go get some thumbnail footage. Yes, we got to get right back to it. Thumbnail footage is a weird one. I do my best to try to stage up something, and it usually doesn't get used. It ends up just being something pulled from the video, but thumbnails are very important and can take, sometimes they go really quick and sometimes they can take hours and hours and hours. So we're gonna go try to get some awesome thumbnail footage, and then from there, just because I need to shower after a long day of filming, we have to drive all the way over to Planet Fitness. Van lifing, a big chunk of your time is just something that might take 20 minutes at home takes an hour on the road. And so you spend a lot of your time just trying to navigate that. So we're gonna shoot over there, get a shower, get a quick workout in, and then we will make our plan moving forward and where to go. Last night, another big thing with van lifing is temperature. And last night it only got down to like 62 degrees, which that's like 75 in a van. So that's pretty rough to try to sleep in because it's just a different kind of heat, you know what I mean? It's not just like in your house. But when it's in the mid to high 70s, very difficult to get a decent night rest. So a change of plans. I just realized that I still have to get my last course review edited and uploaded. And normally I'm staying in a town with the Ingalls. I use Ingalls. They have pretty decent Wi-Fi to upload my stuff, but there is not an Ingalls in Dalton. So I actually have to jump in back, do about 2 hours of editing an hour and a half to then render that video. So that will bring me to 6:30. Then I'll go into Planet Fitness, try to get a workout, try to upload that video to YouTube. So probably around 7:38-ish, I will finally get back in the van. It's just a complete grind. It is a complete grind, and tomorrow will be very similar, except instead of filming, I'll just be editing all day and repeat this cycle. And I know this video can be kind of boring, and you know, it's more of just, it's a true behind the scenes. People have been following for a long time will definitely find some enjoyment for this video, but I know it can be boring. But I do have a very serious question to ask you guys. Moving forward, I would love your ideas for Sunday videos. Now, I can keep doing like disc golf and van life vlogs, sorry about that. I haven't really committed to that this year. Last year I did it a lot more. You know, I've done some interviews. I'm always trying to get interviews, but they're not easy to get. So if you guys have any ideas for just kind of evergreen disc golf content for Sundays, I'd love to find a new series to pursue. So please let me know. This is very important. Please, in the comments, let me know. Thank you. So guys, this has not gone to plan at all. I'm still in the Planet Fitness parking lot. Now it is 7:30. That was the goal, to be done. And yeah, we haven't even gone in Planet Fitness yet. And I wanted this video to be a little more exciting, but it's also just authentic. And the editing is just wrapping up back there, so I still have to go in there. Who knows how slow the internet will be in there. So I still have to upload in there, try to take a shower, probably be 9 o'clock-ish by the time I actually get back to Walmart, and then I have to try to find something to eat and settle down for the night. Today has been a rough one, and this isn't some extreme day. This is quite often, you know, on the road doing this stuff. So I will touch base with you guys when I get to Walmart and get settled in. But yeah, I thought maybe we'd hit the road, there'd be some great views, start heading, you know, north or more west, I should say. And none of that. Absolutely none of that. 9 p.m. and we've made it back to Walmart, our home away from home. Now, I am gonna go in the back, I'm gonna pull up the video I just had rendered, I'm gonna watch it back, make sure it's all good before I post it on YouTube. My computer is kind of old, so as I'm editing and adding more and more layers to the video, it can't run. It like really slows down, so I actually have to render the whole video so I can watch it back smoothly to see if I made any mistakes. But again, if you guys have any Sunday ideas, make sure you let me know in the comments below, as well as just let me know what your thoughts were on this video. Obviously, this is like a one and done type video, but I just thought it'd be interesting for any of you that are curious what it's kind of like day to day living in Greta and filming, you know, disc golf YouTube videos. We'll real quickly show you guys Walmart because I parked in a rather interesting spot that you might get some laughs out of. Just don't mind the overnight parking sign. You know what I mean? Anyway, I am signing off. Hopefully I will get to bed in the next 40 minutes or so. I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.